Okay, folks, I wasn't going to do this today. I am at my trial Jerusalem artichoke bed. The one where I haven't been feeding any nutrients at all, haven't weeded it, haven't thinned them out. These have been untouched for a very long time. Okay, so we're going to find out together whether the ones growing in depleted soil amounted to anything, which goes back to, can you plant Jerusalem artichoke and then leave them and forget them, and then go back when you want some or need some to see if there's going to be a harvest. So earlier I harvested just a few plants of the ones I've been adding compost to. So we will see. We'll see together. I am on the end of my artichoke bed that has maybe 5.5 foot stalks over here. They're very small, not a big root system at all. So I'm just going to start pulling, because this bed, I'll never get all the artichokes out. I understand that. But this bed is going to be turned into something else another year, with artichokes growing right up through it. Now, first of all, right there, I've got one that's stuck on that little tiny plant that's less than size of a marble. But then I've got a small tuber here. We'll put that down. I've got a co-worker that would like to establish a Jerusalem artichoke bed. So this size here is a really good size to give her to plant. Now I just pulled up 3 plants. Look at that. Little tiny artichokes, which is what I kind of thought I was going to get. There's a handful of plants. There's 5 there, not a tuber. But it doesn't mean that there's nothing underneath in the soil, right? So I'm just going to pull up this if I can. The bed's coming up with it. Nothing on that one. That stalk is probably 3 feet long. Same with that one. That one's probably 4 feet long. Nothing. That one's got a rock in the root system. Big difference in root systems compared to the other one, right? This stalk is probably 5 feet long. Nothing. Nothing. On that one, that's probably 5 feet long. 5.5. Nothing on this one. That one's probably 5 feet long. Nothing. There's a small tuber. Look at that root system, huh? Nothing. But I've got a tuber that's good for seed. Nothing there. The root system is very small, which we expected, right? Nothing. Well, I got a little tiny one. Nothing. And this will be the last one I pull up in this corner. So, get some of this grass out of here. Let's see if there's anything for a surprise in the dirt. Little tiny, there's a cluster of, no, that's just one tuber. Seriously, that's absolutely nothing. I'm going to put it back in the dirt. Let's move some of this dirt. And again, I am going to completely redo this bed. Nothing. For next year. Further I go down, there's another tuber. Same size as I've been getting. Little tiny one, size of a marble. We'll keep that right in there. Let me dig a little further. Doesn't look like. There's one about the size of a croca. Keep that right in there. I'm seeing roots. There we go. There's one a little bit bigger than what we've been finding. The deeper I go, the bigger they seem to be getting. But they're very, very sparse. I think I can feel one right there. I think. I saw color. There's another one. They're all about that size, folks, in this bed. So they're a good boiling size. They're a good boiling size. Small one, gonna keep that right in there. Small one, gonna keep that in there. We'll bury them. Good enough. And as you can probably see, where I've neglected this bed, there's also, the soil is more compact than it was in the other bed that I've been taking care of, which would make the plant struggle to grow, right? Probably smaller tubers because of that. I'll leave that to dry. There's a small, little tiny tuber. I'm going to bury that. There's a rhizome. I'll follow that back, see if it brings me anywhere. And it brought me to a small tuber. That could be a seed. Another one. I'm going to keep that right in there. So that's pretty packed down in there. So not only did they not get the nutrients, they because I haven't been working the soil is pretty compact, folks. So small ones. It's about what I expected, but I wasn't really going to call it because you never know. Sometimes they produce all tuber and not much plant, and sometimes you get all plant and no tuber, right? Another small one, good for seed. So, I'd say, if you want Jerusalem artichokes, I've always been told, all growing up, plant them and forget them, and then go dig them up when you need them. It's a no-fuss plant. Just plant them and leave them. Well, that's good if you just want a snack and you're gonna get little button artichokes. But if you want a meal, or you need a meal because times got hard, then I wouldn't say that you're gonna eat very well. I wouldn't say you're gonna eat very well at all. So, it's a good thing I'm gonna revamp this bed. Oh, here's a decent one. There's a decent one. That's about a little smaller than average. This one did better. Soil's a little bit more loose. Small ones I'm gonna put right back in the hole. This video is getting long. Let's dig right here. The deeper I go, the bigger they are. Good for seed. It's a pretty good sized one right there. So, there's some seed. So, the deeper you go into the soil, the bigger the tubers. Some right there. Let me get this out of the way. There's some more. And if I stop mowing out here, folks, and I start digging, there'd be Jerusalem artichokes, probably 10 or 15 feet out there, because if I stop mowing for during a rainy spell, they just start popping 10 or 15 feet in either direction here. So they will spread. They will spread. Now this one here is one that is grown half in the bed and half out of the bed. Small one. Pretty good sized tuba. Pretty hard soil. So you take of it what you will. I think I will continue to add nutrition to the ones that I want, the patches that I want to eat from. And every year, every other year, completely revamp the soil. Get in there, harvest a few, take some for seed, loosen the soil, or make your soil so it doesn't compact. However you want to do that. There's a lot of ways to do that. But basically, if it has loam in it, it's gonna pack. My back does not like this morning everything I did yesterday, and I knew I was overdoing it, folks. I knew I was overdoing it. But I'm not gonna let an 85, 84-year-old man do all that wood by himself. Just not gonna do it. So, there you have it. There's a few good ones. Not many, mostly small, pretty sparse. This spring I'll definitely work this bed over. No question, no doubt. No change in my mind. Because this experiment already taught me all I need to know. All I need to know right now. Now what I should do, and I'm not going to do it today because I'm running out of time, folks. Get my spade and fork in here and dig deeper. It's not going to be today. A lot of worms. It's certainly not going to be today. It might not even be this fall. It might be next spring. But I'll definitely put some compost on this, probably 4 or 5 inches thick, and let it sit through the winter. And then worry about it next spring. I have harvested just about exactly half of this bed, and I'll show you what I got, an approximate poundage. Okay, this is what I ended up keeping out of the soil. I think that right there is my biggest one. It's about 3 inches across. Yeah. And there's another one. That one might be a little bigger. So there's 2 good-sized ones. There's a few small to medium. And then there's some there for seed that I'll be giving to my coworker. So that's it, folks. That is it. That one I'm going to plant. I'm going to do it right there. Dig a hole, put it in. That's it, folks. That's it. So there we go. I've got those left. Half a bed. This is what I've done. That's what I've got left to do. Right there. I did that small area of this patch here. And I've got about 10 more feet to go to dig up. So there's my trial. And there it is, folks.